again, everyone. This is Lolly Jeanette, also known as Jeanette C. Welcome to another personal vlog video. Yeah, I know that I've been inactive for some time. Nothing really new here other than just more chaos and stuff. And I didn't want to just be coming onto YouTube and just talking about all that, like the same old, song and dance. The only thing I could say is that I'm just kind of like, now we're in 2026 and I hope for the best because I don't know how long I can take it here. I really just, that's why I haven't really been active. It's just been too much, and it didn't help that actually Monday, and there's a story to that and I will go ahead and explain it in a little bit. Monday night, I had a reaction to, I guess, a combination of stuff. I have no clue at all. It actually freaked me out a bit. I think it had to deal with the food that I made on last Saturday. I had made some unintentionally salty pasta. I made very salty pasta. And yeah, it was very salty, but I had a headache on that day, so I mean, you already know that things don't go the way you want things to turn out when you have a headache. Yeah, well, that happened. And I ate some on Sunday, and then I ate, because we don't really have options here for breakfast other than eggs, and I just, I don't want to just be eating eggs. Sometimes you kind of get tired of eating the same old. And I didn't want that pasta to be there, but I had noticed, like, I felt funny after eating that pasta, like, for the past 2 days. And then I ate it again, and then, like, later on I had wound up eating pasta again. I mean, yeah, salt, but I think what triggered everything was, again, like, the combination, because I had too much sugar, I believe, and I had too much salt. So I felt very nauseated. I went to the bed and I laid back, and it was the most ugliest feeling I ever had, because, like, I mean, you have to admit you don't like to feel nauseated. It's the most disgusting feeling that anybody could, possibly have, that feeling of nausea. It's one of the most ugliest feelings. Well, I had like waves of nausea, and then later on, and because mind you, this was nighttime, I was already in my bed. I was gonna draw and stuff, and no, I'm just gonna go ahead and make you feel sick, and I'm gonna make your whole legs tremble and your teeth chatter. Yeah, well, that happened, obviously. That's why I said it. I did not know what the hell was going on. My legs were trembling. I mean, like if I was freaking cold. And then my teeth were chattering, like if I was, like if I was cold, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on with my body? Like, what the hell? And the next day when I told my mom, she was already assuming, like, the worst. Oh, you need to get your blood. And I understand her concern, but again, what money? And who is going to take me when the doctor, the place closes, or, like, stops seeing patients at a certain time? Who's going to take me? I mean, I know that it's important to get checked, but they're freaking expensive just for one visit. But yeah, that was very terrifying. Thankfully, it only lasted for some hours. It was maybe like 3 hours, because I noticed that my eyes started like closing. I was able to fall asleep. I was like, oh, I'm starting to get better now, because like when you're feeling nauseated, you're not gonna, oh, I'm gonna, fall asleep. The sign, that was a sign, sorry. that was a sign that, yeah, I was, whatever the hell it was already passing. But anyways, yeah, so I recently went through that, and well, I'm not sure if I spoke about it. I'm not even sure anymore, but there's these two extra dogs that are just nothing but trouble. They hurt the neighbor's dog, and they hurt Lucky over here. I'm sure you remember him. The newer dog that they decided to bring into the pack. And now my mom's over here feeding these two stray dogs that had a history of violence. Yeah. They not just regular hurt, but you know, the bad. They injured one of the sheep. They belong to some guy down the road. So I just noticed while editing this video that everything just stopped. I don't know why. But I just wanted to say that I was pretty much in the video I was ranting about how, you know, everything's very chaotic, and then like eventually I start talking about how, you know, it was not ideal to bring two dogs that literally had a known history of violence, and everything that's going on is just made things worse, and you know, my parents don't want to do anything about it. And eventually I later start talking about how my younger brother mentioned to my mom about Dairy Queen. Yeah, Dairy Queen was not hiring, but that I can still apply, even though that doesn't say anything but just what normally jobs do. Like, oh, we're not hiring, but you can apply anyways, and they don't look at it. And I was thinking about the different consequences that involve mental health, because my dad was getting upset at me for expressing about the issue with that, like how I've already tried, you know, the past few times, and I didn't get a response. I mean, I did get a response from the boss himself by him scolding me, and he was scolding me in front of a customer, which I'm sure you guys are fully aware of that video I did make, I don't know when. And my mom was framing it as that he was being stern, even though it's like, stern doesn't sound like, I'm gonna move away from the microphone. You know what, you do whatever you want. Yeah, that is not stern. And I was mentioning how, like, it would conflict with my dad's schedule and just sleep in general, because he's already taking my younger brother a lot. He's over here taking him in the mornings, and, you know, whenever he works at night, he's getting picked up at night. And it's like, I don't want that impact on my dad, because while my younger brother's a cook with cashier, it's different. It's different. It's not the same. And it's like, is this going to build anything for me other than money? I'm sorry. So yeah, I really don't know what happened in the video. So I'm sure that you're gonna hear me repeat that in the video later about pretty much what I just said about how I personally do not want to take the job, even though it's not even a for sure or a guarantee. After being turned down many times, it's not even a guarantee at all, and they're not even hiring. So it's not accepting anything, you know. So that's pretty much what I'm talking about in the video. And I hated that, like, for some reason, it didn't record everything. And that I didn't know. It's just that, like, the video just stopped. So please forgive me for the technical difficulties. At least you didn't really have to hear me, getting all salty with just that topic alone was, something that I was very, upset about. And I was not going to be sweet about it. It's just, it's just basically, I'm coming from somewhere that I'm misunderstood. So, yeah, don't expect me to be sweet about, getting scolded. And then that too, I already know that, like, if I were to work there, my dad would have just been complaining, and he's over here saying that your younger brother speaking on your behalf, and it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't work that way. Just because somebody speaks on your behalf doesn't always work. And my older brother already tried, and he gave me and not me directly, but he told my older brother that he'll keep me in mind, which obviously, where he had lost employees and he never did. So he was just saying that. So that's why it's like, even then, personally, I wouldn't want to work back there, because it would not go very well with everything that goes on here. It's like, number one, I'm always constantly getting woken at 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe not always 4 o'clock in the morning, but 3 o'clock in the morning, or even 2 o'clock. And then let's say I have a day shift. He's going to have to be the one to take me. And, I'm going to work and I'm all tired. And let's say for the night shift too. The night shift, let's say like it starts the next day. 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. literally. And then cleaning takes a while. And then guess what? Your dad is the one with the anger issues. And I'm saying anger issues because, yeah, he gets mad with everything, and he wants to frame me as the one that gets mad all the time. But it's really him, and I'm not trying to, down talk my dad, but it's the truth. And like I mentioned, it was gonna just cause a bunch of, unnecessary things. Like, my dad's already doing this for my younger brother. Why am I gonna want to be the one to, make his schedule worse? It's like he's working already a full-time job Monday through Friday, and his hours are, he goes in at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and he gets out late, sometimes early, but gets out late. So like, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's not going to support my mental health. Yeah, it'll give me money, but you know what, it's like I'm just throwing my life away if I do this. It's not going to support the bridge that I'm trying to, they see me that I'm not working and stuff, and they think I'm just lifeless, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, I'm literally trying to study, and you guys got all these dogs. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much what I spoke about here. I'm sure you guys understand why I'm saying that this is not going to help with my mental health at all, because it's like I'm already going through enough crap here, and just involving that is going to just be worse. My recording software just stopped, and I was just like, anyways, yeah. It's just too much, guys. And then I already know that my dad is going to be. I already know how he's gonna be. You know, he did this. We'll figure it out. Yeah, figuring out by scolding me and making me feel like, yeah, I'm the burden and all that because you're the one who literally said, we'll figure it out. And mind you, the times that he had to drop me off and pick me up from Dairy Queen, I mean, he never had to drop me off. It was more picking me up late at night. And mind you, yeah, let's talk about that. You know, you're working at 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Yeah. And you know, when you're dining, you're having to clean the entire place. You're having to pull apart the ice cream machine and you're having to clean that in the back. And it takes time, guys. It'll be freaking 12 o'clock and then, yeah, imagine, same old, getting up because the doggies are crying and literally, I can hear it from my room and my mom's room is over there. My mom opens the door, the dogs are pum, like hitting the door. And I've even heard my dad, jeez. And it's like, well, and nobody does anything. There's already a freaking dent from where they're just smashing the door, you know, they're bursting out through the door. But, yeah, so this is not. And I already know that they're going to scold me for this, but I do not want to apply. Only because it's not going to do any well for me. Yeah, money, but is it really worth, you know, going through all of that? You know, you're having to get up. You're not even having to get up. It's more like you're awoken at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning because of these freaking dogs. And then, you know, you can't go back to sleep. And it's 5 a.m. Yeah. I'm sorry. I could have sworn I heard one of them whining. That's why I'm just like, yeah. I had filled out the application, but it's actually right there. But I'm like, I don't want to continue. And again, this is not so it could come off as, oh, you just don't want to work. Because I forgot to mention, I didn't even finish, but when I was explaining on how I felt, like, about everything, my dad just started getting all mad at me. And my mom wants to frame it as, he was being stern. Like, stern doesn't sound like, you do whatever you want. Yeah. He literally got upset at me for just expressing how I felt about the idea. And then plus, again, I already know that he's gonna get all, you know, I'm tired, I have to be up in the morning, and then I'm gonna have to take you. I already know that. Because it was like that with my library job. It was, I mean, he didn't have to pick me up, but he had to drop me off whenever they schedule me in those early mornings. But anyways, so I just wanted to say that I really do appreciate that you guys support me. I know I haven't been very active. Well, here is something that I want to mention. This is what everything that I said, this is what the main topic of this video was about. It's about my 2026 goals. So I've been wanting to lose weight. Not because of everybody's judgment and all that, or like I just want to fit in with the crowd. Like, no, I'm doing it because of my own preferences. I've actually been wanting to lose weight for a long time, but crap happened. Yeah, I've been through a lot of crap since childhood and growing up, so. But, anyways, so that's another thing that I want to work on this year. Another goal of mine is trying to earn income, and I know it's like I just finished talking about, well, the thing is, guys, my parents act like, oh, you're gonna get a job once you apply. He's giving you a chance. Like, he's not giving me a chance. If he was giving me a chance because he has my applications, he would have already contacted me already. He's not giving me a chance, and just because somebody speaks on my behalf doesn't mean anything. He's just being biased. Okay? But, like I said, I personally wouldn't want to work back there anyways, because of everything that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a big chunk of crap falling on me. Dad's still scolding me and getting mad because he's tired, me being sleep deprived because I'm still kind of going through that anyways, but you know what I mean. You're going to work and you're sleep deprived, and you have your dad scolding you, and then you got the schedules, and he's it's like, I don't want to do that to my own dad when he already has his own schedule. And I'm pretty much accepting the scolding from them. It's not me losing an opportunity, because all it is I'm gonna just keep the application there and just not do anything about it. But anyways, so I want to earn enough income to be able to pay off my stuff. I am still in disbelief that I actually have someone that's helping me financially. And even if it's in small amounts, it still helps me, because I was actually able to buy some groceries for, well, because like I said, I do want to, work on weight and health in general. And I was able to buy some stuff despite everything being so high in cost, but I was still able to spend just $6 on the things that I bought. I bought some yogurts, and I bought some frozen fruit, and I also bought a 5-pound of potatoes. Yeah, speaking of potatoes, I wanted to eat some breakfast. Sorry. But yeah, so that's one of my goals. And no, I'm not gonna become this fitness person flexing. I'll show pictures. I have social media if you guys want to follow. It's on my description of my channel, because ever since I stopped getting views on here, I lost that, whatever you call it, where I was able to post links on here. I guess the privilege or whatever. But yeah, so that's one of the things. I want to earn enough income to be able to pay off everything. I don't want to keep any cards. My parents don't know that I want to move to the Netherlands. They don't. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, you know what, if I get this job at Dairy Queen, which this was before I thought, this is not going to be worth it for me. Not me and my health, my mental health. This was before I thought about that. I was thinking to myself, you know what? If I do, which I highly doubt I'm going to get the job, I will use it as a tool to get the hell out of here. And my mom was already like, you can't leave in a few months, not even a year. Like, excuse me? Because I was already planning on, I'll stay there for a year and some months. If I have to stay for extra months, fine. But I don't want that. I'm going to leave in 2027 of May. That's enough time. And in fact, if you do your research, 1 year and 5 months is actually quite enough. Especially if you're not doing well in your, in the environment, which obviously you know? And the bad thing is that my dad wants to take my isolation as isolation. And it's like, it's called self-preservation, I'm not locking myself up in the room because of anything. I'm still trying to go through my life, study, draw, I'm cleaning up in here. That's not somebody who's lost. But my dad is thinking otherwise. Like, you're isolating yourself and you need to start being involved more. And it's like, and first of all, whenever I want to go to the store, it's like, oh, I can't because I need to feed the dogs. I need to do this and that. And mind you, I don't have transportation. So yeah. Yeah. But anyways, guys, so that's kind of like the... Oh, before I end the video, the other goal is to try and be active more on YouTube despite of everything here. Of course, unfortunately, like when it comes to vocals and stuff, I really wouldn't be able to because, like, obviously I don't know when the unexpected crowd of dogs are gonna just start woot woot and all that. Yeah, I don't know. But in general, I want to start trying to be active, and I feel very bad because I had a submission for a ghost story. Yeah, a ghost story. And it's still there, waiting for me to be, the one to read it. It's just been hectic here, guys. I mean, as you can tell, I don't know if you can. I'm just so sick of everything here. But anyways, guys, so those are my 2026 goals, and hopefully I didn't bore you guys. I know this was quite long, but this video was really all I was trying to say was, so 2026, instead of just going straight to that, I just thought I'd explain everything in general that's been happening. 2026, so weight loss, health, and all that. And then the second goal is earning income to be able to live in Netherlands and away from here, because in the Netherlands there are a lot more benefits. I've already gotten the things. I literally created a checklist of the things that I need. So hoping I'm not actually missing out on anything, but I created a checklist of what I need in order to move over there. And then I want to start being more active here. That's really what I want. And again, before I end the video, I just want to mention that yes, when anxiety meets madness is still alive. I'm just having a difficult time finding a time to, work on it. But I've been slowly getting into the groove, working through this chaos and just still drawing. But then this curveball happened with the whole, like, in other words, we expect you to, apply a Dairy Queen. And it's like, I've already tried and he's already declined me. I don't know why you guys keep pushing me. And I hate that you guys are pushing me. Just because, and he didn't even, my ex-boss did not even tell my younger brother to, I'm gonna start getting salty. No, I don't need that for this video. You guys already know. He didn't even tell him that. My younger brother just said, there's a girl that's gonna leave, but they're not hiring, but she can still apply. Like, no. And again, is it gonna even be worth, like, is it even gonna support the bridge, or is it gonna just make it worse? Obviously, it's just gonna make it worse. I know in this environment it's not helping any, but you know what? I have my little sanctuary here going on, even though it's quite a mess right now. But I was really tired to pick up everything right now. I mean, earlier. So, yeah. Philophobia and when anxiety meets madness is still a thing, obviously. And I also have another project that I'm working on, which this is good for the kiddos and for, every, just age and above. Yeah. It is good for kids, teens, and adults. There's no bad words, though. There were no bad words. Well, this little project, and it's little, it's not a comic series or anything. It's called Adventures of the Solar System. Yeah. Adventures of the Solar System. What is it about? Well, it's just kind of like, how do I even explain it? So, it's just entertainment combined with actual science facts. Kind of like I can actually also a blend of astrology. It's gonna be very interesting. I mean, like, I had just been coming up with everything, and I even called Saturn Papa Saturn. Yeah, Papa Saturn. Hey, you gotta admit, but you know what? Everybody has to admit, though, that Jupiter has to be the big old papa, because he's the one protecting the Earth from asteroids. Yeah, so here's a little dialogue to kind of make you guys understand a little bit. And again, forgive me that this video is so long. So like, one of the lines that I came up with was that, like, Saturn and Jupiter are just so fed up with people, because, like, people see Saturn and Jupiter as, oh, look, spinning clouds, and look at the beautiful colors, and they're like, can I touch it? And they go into and it's like, we're not innocent at all. We're literally like gas giants. And they're just so fed up, because it's like, why don't they listen? And then Pluto over there is grieving, and then, like, at least you guys have some people. I'm alone in the back. I'm very isolated. Yeah, you guys get it, because unfortunately Pluto's not even being discussed as a topic, and that's freaking sad. It's like, Pluto is always gonna be a planet to me. Dwarf planet, whatever. It's still something. And yeah, so yeah, things like that. Like I'm in the back, you guys are lucky to have people, even though they're dying. Yeah. And Neptune's over here like, hey, but you got us. Yeah, but it's different. Pluto's like, yeah, but it's different. And then Earth is over here like, I know that you're sad that you don't have people, but look at me. I have citizens that are littering, and there's pollution, there's fire, the things that I have to go through and inhale all the time. So yeah, things like that. And why did I make Neptune the immediate one to respond to Pluto? Well, if it's not obvious, Neptune is the reason Pluto is even there, because of the I guess the gravity and stuff, or I forgot, but yeah, so that's why it's like I kind of see them as close. So I am indeed going to be on this, but I am going to be a kid. Yeah, I am going to be a kid. Yay. And it's not a fanfic. It's something that, it was something that I wanted to do. And I actually already have designs for them. I was actually coming up with a drawing of like, to kind of give you an idea of like how it's gonna look. Though it's more of a work in progress. But anyways, guys, so I hope you guys are excited about my projects. I am still hoping that this year will be good. I mean, I'm going to try to fight really hard. And again, I am extremely sorry that it's very lengthy. But I just thought I'd let you all know before I freaking disappear again. And oh yeah, if you heard that, stupid people on the four-wheeler or whatever the hell, always around at night on our straight. Yeah, it's so freaking annoying. Anyways, alright guys, so I hope I didn't bore you guys with all of this. I know, just kind of take this as a 3 topics in one video sort of thing, because that's pretty much what it was. Because it had been like about 3 weeks, maybe almost a month of not publishing anything. But like I said, there's been a lot going on. But I hope you guys I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And again, I hope I didn't bore you guys to just like, what, I'm fed up, just go. It was not supposed to be very lengthy, but I just decided to talk about everything here. But I do appreciate that you guys support me. Do check out my links. I am available on Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, known as X now. I do have a Patreon, which I haven't really been active because I don't have any Patreons. I do have a coffee if you guys want to, help me. If you want to just be nice and donate, or if you guys just, you want to commission, that's another thing, commission. Okay, so I am actually coming up with a new option in commission. So charcoal digital drawing. So get your charcoal drawings. Yeah, if you guys want. But coffee is really supposed to be just for donation, or if you want to like a $5 full body commission. But we'll see how that goes. So anyways, guys, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.